Hi guys, so I wanted to do a response video to something a subscriber had. I don't know if it's a subscriber actually. I think it's someone who put a comment on one of my videos and said, can I do a video about this whole thing with black people and light skin, dark skin, and how they think light skin is prettier than dark skin. And I could totally understand what they were talking about, because even in Nigeria, where I was growing up, that was something. It's like when a girl is light skinned, oh, she's pretty. When a girl is dark skinned, she's not pretty. She's not so pretty. Doesn't mean that they don't find dark skinned girls attractive, but there was that stereotype there. And when I came here, I realized that the stereotype still existed, and I realized something, that a lot of people have done a lot of videos on this topic and talk about how ridiculous it is. And of course it is ridiculous. But one thing that will help us to be able to stand against those kind of comments and those kind of negative stuff that people try to plant in our heads about ourselves, you know, like if you're dark skinned, make you feel less than, or the way we can combat that is by seeing ourselves the way God sees us. And that comes true relationship with God, getting to know Him and reading the Bible and seeing what He says about you. After a while, you start realizing, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought that about myself. Wow, I'm all that. Yes, you are. You're worth so much to God, and He values you, and He considers you very beautiful, good looking, and all that stuff. That's the Spirit of God. I don't hear God saying, oh, you know you're not pretty and the other one is pretty. No. So light skin, dark skin, you're pretty. Okay, I'm not here to say, you know, light skin and all that. No, they're pretty. And I'm not, dark skin is pretty too. Okay? We're all beautiful, good looking people that God made in His beautiful image. Okay? If you're made in the image of God, first of all, you're good looking and you're pretty. Okay? I think we can combat all those negative, naysaying stuff when we see ourselves the way God sees us, and we have our confidence strong, and our foundation of our confidence is strong. Another thing is, you can't really build your confidence on what people tell you. If people are telling you, or maybe you've been in a place where everywhere people say, oh, you're the definition of beauty, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, really, sister? You know, and you're loving it, and so because of that, you have this confidence, because, you know, everywhere you go, people, you know, try to check you out, and guys try to talk to you, and people, you know, girls think you're pretty and all that stuff, and you think, oh, I must be pretty. But you know what? If you find yourself in a situation where you don't have people saying all those stuff about you, saying all those nice stuff about you, and they start saying the opposite, you start thinking, oh, I'm not so pretty after all. I was deceived all these years. I thought it was all that, but I'm not. Which is a lie. That's why the stable foundation you can have is getting to see how God sees you, and getting to know how God sees you. Okay? And I think when we have this foundation strong, it doesn't matter what the devil tries to come at you, because yes, it is the devil that tries to plant thoughts in people's heads to make them think, oh, this person is not so pretty, this one is not so pretty, this skin tone is better than others, this race is better than others. Those are all the devil's lies. He's just trying to, you know, bring it out in different forms to make you feel less than. He knows that the fact that God saw you and decided to send His Son to die in your place so you can have a relationship with Him. He knows how valuable you are to God. So He wants to try everything He can to make sure you don't feel beautiful, you don't feel worthy, you don't feel great. He will highlight something that people have said about you that maybe needs to be changed, and you were exalted in your mind, and you start feeling less than. He does all kinds of stuff, you know. So light skin, dark skin, that's just one of his ploys, okay, to get us to think less than, okay. And the thing is, that's why I said, when you have your confidence in God and seeing yourself the way God sees you, you know, you'll be okay when someone tries to tell you that. Because I know that thing has not died, okay? No matter how much education we've given people, oh, of course everybody's beautiful, all that stuff and everything, people still think that way. I know people still think that way. That's why I'm walking around in my confidence in God. Not in what people say, not in the fact that people have changed their opinion and say, you know, I think dark-skinned people are not pretty. No. That doesn't give me confidence. Because tomorrow you could change it to something else and say purple people are pretty. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, you know, I think it reminds me of something. I was watching this video, and I guess they did a study and said black people are not so are the least beautiful people on earth. And I thought, really, the things the devil comes up with, seriously. Now black people are not. Maybe for years you say, oh yeah, don't you see that's how it's been for years? Yeah, I know. So all this stuff are just ploys of the enemy to make you feel less than you are. Okay? Ploys to get you to think negative thoughts about yourself. So I'm not necessarily here to address the fact that, you know, dark skin is just as pretty as light skin, because that's not going to solve it. I think it starts with our own mindset about ourselves. When you are confident in yourself because you see yourself the way God sees you, you'll be able to stand against all the ploys of the enemy. The devil will not be able to come up with you with all those things. Even if he wants to try to do it, even if people say it around you, he knows you will not walk around with your head bowed down low thinking, oh, woe is me because I'm not that pretty. Okay? I'm just saying. He might say it's not the devil, it's people. Yeah, well, hey, they're walking alongside and saying the negative thoughts the devil wants them to say. That's all right. You know, hey. But the thing is, they can't get to you if your confidence is solid, on a solid foundation. And the only solid foundation you can have is not on people's opinion of you, and not on people's praises of you, but on God's view of you. Okay? I'll probably do a part 2 to this, but I really wanted to encourage us on this, so that way, when you hear that kind of statement again, you know where it's coming from. Coming from the pit of hell, and you know it's not true. And so you can chug it out the window. Because you know what? The fact of the matter is, God has, like I said, God has created people. God has created someone that will want to marry you. Okay? Dark skin or light skin, purple tone, whatever it is. He has created that. That's why you find out people always find someone to get married to. Okay? And they're pretty happy. And that person's saying, man, she's one amazing girl. One amazing guy. You know what I'm saying? People, our foundation needs to be solid, so when all these things come at us, we don't fall under the weight of the negative thoughts. Okay? That we don't feel less than what God has made us. I'm going to do a part 2. I think I'm going to do a part 2 to this, but I really hope that video helped. And finally, people, I know I didn't talk mainly about that, because I know a lot of videos have talked about that. And I felt like the direction I wanted to go with this video was on something else in respect to that. Finally, people, let's have a frank day. Bye.